talk about
the test, it was okay. Only thing about it was in a real situation, you won't really have questions fired at you like that. Like, you know, if you're in Japan or whatever, it'll be like more natural. Like, it'll be in a conversation where all the context and everything is known. So, you know, test, I don't know how well that shows, you know, somebody's level of, you know, ability in communication. I don't know. What do you think, Jay?
Right.
Same thing.
That's right, because, like, you like have the, I was going to say, when I took level 3, I had passed it, but I don't know, it's like you said, I don't think that it's not something that's natural. It doesn't really mean anything towards your ability, your actual ability in language.
Yeah.
It's more like a test take. It's just like doing something in school, but at the same time, I think it's cool to take for some people for motivation and get them motivated to study more. But overall, it's not like, you know, it's just like taking the regular test. If you're a good test taker and you know how to memorize a lot of stuff, because a lot of the stuff on the test, if you think about it, if you go look at the practice test, they're it's very similar.
I noticed that too.
The content is just different.
Yeah, so to kind of put this whole situation in context, taking this test has a lot of benefits. You get really serious because, you know, it's fun and, you know, road trip and all that stuff. If you live, you know, if you don't live wherever the test is being held at, you know, you get together and study a lot, and, you know, you learn a lot of stuff, you know, trying to study for the test, but the results don't indicate your level of being able to communicate with a native speaker. I don't think is very accurate, you know, as far as like that's concerned. But I mean, there's a way to study for that test. They have all the practice tests and all that, you know, so, you know, people who are good at doing that, those are the people who will be good at the test, not necessarily the people who are good at speaking, you know, in a real situation, you know. So I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Yeah, just to add to that, yeah, I've taken a few standardized tests. It's pretty much, if you take enough past questions, like when I took the GMAT, did a lot of past questions and a lot of the same stuff came out. I saw a few questions from the 2004-2005 exams on there. So
same questions?
Again, same questions, not even similar scenarios, same questions.
Really?
Yeah, the Shawa something abimashita, exact same question. So yeah, there's some questions. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Not on the internet. Oh well. So there are some questions out there that are exactly the same from previous years. So it's all about.
Don't worry.
Okay, we're gonna put the black there.
Yeah,
as long as you practice, you'll be okay.
Yeah, you definitely have to study for that test.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't go in and I mean, you definitely got to study for that test. You definitely have to. I passed level 3. I didn't study for it, but I was just at the mark when I passed. I was right there at the required mark when I passed the test. I had just the right amount of points to pass the test, and I didn't study at all for that test. I just kind of took the knowledge I had from the knowledge I had for Japanese, and it worked.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, like, the part that I feel I did the best on was, like, the grammar. And I didn't study any grammar, never. I mean, not, like, for the test. Just what I had been, you know, studying anyway.
And I studied and took a beating on grammar.
And all that was from, all the stuff I knew about the grammar was from practice with native speakers in real situations and...
All right.
You know what I mean?
Same with me. Like, I didn't really study.
I studied vocabulary, though.
Huh? Oh, yeah, vocabulary, yeah.
And kanji. I had to study that.
Yeah, I didn't really, just like he said, all the Japanese I learned, I didn't really, it was just more natural. I would practice with native speakers, do some reading, but, yeah, that's all I did. No time spent in Japan using Japanese, just doing that with the chat rooms and that stuff. But I mean, if you guys want to, because I know there's been some people there have been some people online, they were saying like the test, they said something about the test like, oh, it's a waste of time or something. But I think at the same time, like, it could be fun. Like, you can kind of like set goals. You can set a goal like, yeah, I'm gonna just try to go take the test. You know, you can set goals for yourself. That's good. And traveling out of your city, going to take a test. I mean, it's fun getting together with your friends. You know, getting together with your friends, study a little bit, go take the test. But like, if you look at the whole picture and the reality of it is, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, because I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's something that it's fun. You set goals for yourself, but like, it doesn't really measure your ability on a level to where you're able to speak with these native speakers. Because I met this guy. This guy told me that he had a friend that passed level 1 and he couldn't speak Japanese. Like, I couldn't believe it. But then again, I had to think about like, well, this is okay. This goes back to that test taking stuff. You know, I mean, of course he had to have some knowledge of Japanese, but he couldn't speak the language. He literally said that he couldn't speak the language. And Jason, the guy I tutor, he told me that he went and talked to one of the Japanese teachers, and the guy told him that he took level 1 and 2 or something like that. He said that the teacher took levels 1 and 2, and said that the stuff that they had on there, the stuff that you probably would never use, like it's something that's like a lot of the stuff that was used on the test, you will never use in a real life situation. There were like some words and stuff, and I was like, yeah, without doubt, it's just like a test. All it is a test, you know.
Right. So they're testing certain aspects of your knowledge in the language.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, I'll tell you this: if it was the whole package, let's say if they had a writing, because they have a reading, they have this. It's basically reading and listening. If they had a reading, listening, writing, and spoken test, the whole thing, that would be yes. Yes.
Yeah, that would be a little bit different.
Because I know for sure if I'm able to, man.
There would be a lot less people signing up for that.
Man, probably.
That might be a reason why they don't have it.
Yeah,
a spoken section.
I love speaking. That's spoken, boy. Yeah. I'm like, he got a higher score on the spoken test. Like, that speaking is, I love that speaking, but it would be great if they had all of them. You know? Because, I mean, look, multiple choice, you can guess. You have a chance of getting, you know, you could take a wild guess on. I mean, and then another thing that's not this test, they time you, and you sort of have to rush yourself. So it's like,
yeah, where in a real situation you could say, you know, I don't know, harimasen deshita.
Yeah.
You know, can you please, you know.
So it's like,
もっとゆっくり話してください。もう、you know.
But don't get us
ま
wrong.
だ上手じゃありませんから。
Don't get us wrong. If you guys, those of you who are interested in taking the JLPT, I would definitely do it because it's fun.
And there's a lot of benefits, like we said. You get a lot of benefits. It did improve.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
Yeah, and having that goal really motivates you to work harder.
Yeah, because he was working hard.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
My Japanese improved in 3 months, like so much more than it did in 2 years, just preparing for the test.
So see that?
And goals are very, very important when you're studying language. To set goals for yourself, because you can't always judge like your improvement or your progression in the language. It's very hard to judge it because especially if you're constantly studying, then you don't really see your improvement. You know, you have to kind of set some goals for yourself. So, you know, especially if you don't get to speak with a native speaker all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of a test of where you're at. You know, how much you understand, how much they understand you. You know, how much you're able to produce. So, yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Ski level.
Maybe coming back next year. Come back. Have some fun.
Hi.
Like,
How are you?
Wadida.
Hi. 上手だった。